The 2025 Reset by Design BALI Wellness Retreat was more than just a luxury experience. It felt deeply personal. It felt bespoke, like it was crafted especially for my unique needs and my soul. I'll admit, I was nervous at first, meeting 16 incredible women I did not know. But by the end, I felt wrapped in this powerful sisterhood, a community where I truly belonged. Melanated women from all across the world coming together not just to relax, even though we really did do that, but to really discover the power of self-care and to prioritize ourselves in a way we often do not do. This retreat transformed me. It healed me, and it was made all more beautiful by the sisterhood, by these women who lifted me up, shared their wisdom, held space without judgments, and always offered a listening ear. I am so excited about 2026, and I am counting down the days until we can reunite in Mauritius.
Come on in, 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 not come on in, not come. Sorry, y'all know I'm weird, whatever.
Hey everybody, what's up? It's your girl BondyBlue. So let's go ahead. Hey everybody, what's up? It's your girl BondyBlue. Okay, follow me on Instagram and let's get into the video, right?
Hi everybody. What's up? We're back, girl. This is the last Love and Marriage Huntsville review. Y'all gonna get live and in color for a public live from me. So I hope y'all tell y'all friends, bitch. Come through now. Because after this month, this will go back under, my paywall, girl. This will go back. Members only. It'll go back there, girl. Because this show is toxic. And I will not have y'all pulling me into no foolishness. I will not have y'all, you know what I'm saying, like being in my comments with the bullshit. It's enough people on the internet that just don't like me, girl. I don't feel like I need to add more to it with Love and Marriage Huntsville. Okay, listen. One of the best, worst television shows you've ever seen. Be watching this shit sometimes like, what's going on? Either way, you guys, y'all saw the ad. If y'all are interested in becoming a part of the clique, girl, go ahead, sign up, Reset by Design Wellness. Use Bondy5 to get 5% off before we get into August, y'all. Also, I posted on my community page, one of my girls from the retreats is putting out a memoir, and she created a GoFundMe page. And y'all know I like to extend, I just been eating. I like to extend my audience support to people when I know them, when I, truly know them and understand what's going on and all of that. Because I don't do that for everybody. So don't be out here just asking me to put to anybody's GoFundMe. I don't do that shit. Okay. I do it when I feel like I know what's going on, because I don't want to be responsible for any foul play. Okay. But ultimately, you guys, I really appreciate whenever those of you who do help people that I post to my community page and y'all help. I really do appreciate that. Thank you so much for always extending yourself to support each other and support whoever you feel like, I tell y'all, I need y'all to support this person, and y'all, like Bondy said it, I'll do. I appreciate that. I really, really do. Because it's not just about, me entertaining y'all or whatever. It's also about me sometimes being able to use my audience to help people who I know who might need it. Okay. So thank you in advance. Thank you for all the previous times, because y'all did help out another one of my friends who I appreciate it. So thank y'all so much for always showing up. Y'all are amazing. Give yourselves a hand. I believe the children are our future. Thank you. Teach them well and let them lead the way. All right. This is somebody asked me about my light. This is not a ring light. I used to have ring lights. This is an Aperture 300D. It's like a $900 light. Shout out to Tasha and Check. They gave me this light. Okay. It's an amazing light. It was one of the things that I did, like, oh, all right, girl, I gotta get one of these. They sent me my camera, like, my light and my camera. Shout out to Tasha and Check for hooking me up on that. Okay, listen. When the black women's help each other, my God, today. Okay, listen. Thank you, Corey Faye, for becoming a member. I appreciate you, love. YouTube is tripping on you. You wasn't in my algorithm. It be like that sometimes. It be like that. These folks don't love me. I don't know what it's gonna take, y'all. I don't know what it's gonna take for them to stop like hiding me the way they do. They tend to hide me a lot. Um, I don't know what that's about. I'm gonna share this again, but I do hope that people will come and look for me ever so often and see. But hold up, let me repost it on YouTube just to see if that helps push more people to get the notification. But yeah, how y'all doing? Did y'all have a good weekend? Y'all. I'm still not all the way, like, I haven't shaken back. I haven't shook back for being in Bali. My stomach was messed up yesterday, and Saturday really, and I was mad because I really wanted to go to, my family's card game that we have every month, and I didn't get a chance to go because I just couldn't. I was like, I cannot take that drive with my stomach like this. So yeah, I ended up staying home all weekend. I went out Friday and kind of did my solo dolo thing. And that was cool. That was straight. It was nice to be out and about in the city, just driving around, like, vibing on my own. I do that a lot. But yeah, y'all, I need my body to shake back. I also need to fold all this laundry. I have no idea what my life is like right now. My God. Everybody's writing books. Okay. Everybody's writing books. Shout out to Scotty. Shout out to Scotty. He got a book coming out. I was like, oh my God, Scotty has a book. That's so amazing. Like, I've been thinking about it. Somebody asked me, like, would I ever think about buying a book? I mean, writing a book. And I was just like, yeah, I always think about it. I just felt like not enough had happened yet in order for me to write it. Maybe now I feel like that, but I don't know. When it comes, it will. Me and my one of my homegirls, Tiffany Honey 504 on TikTok, if y'all follow her. Um, we were talking, and I think we're gonna do something together where we talk about Katrina because we're coming up on the 50th anniversary of Hurricane Katrina. And if you did not know, I am a survivor of Hurricane Katrina. It happened in my senior year of high school. The girls, the people, the men, you know what I'm saying? The people who went to Warren Easton Fundamental High School with me. Okay, y'all remember, I think we went back to school for 3 days, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, getting ready for the 35 St. Aug football game at Tad Gormley for the jam. And the hurricane happened on the following Monday. Everything got canceled, and then the hurricane happened on the following Monday. And we haven't really, like, I don't talk about it. I talk about it sparingly. Like, y'all, if y'all have been with me long enough, y'all have heard me talk about it. But I've never talked about my experience in full. And that's just because a plethora of things. First of all, memory is blurry. I'm just now realizing that trauma. Did I not say the 20th anniversary? What did I say? Um, but anyway, like I said, listen, me and Tiffany was talking about some shit this morning, and it was just a really hard time. It was a really hard time. Did I say 50th? I'm sorry. I meant 20th. My mind might be somewhere else. I don't know why I would have said 50th. I meant 20th. But yeah, it was a lot. It was just a sad time. It was a dark time. It was a hard time. Um and she reminded me about how much people attempted to bully me when we were in school because I was gay. So people, that's why it's so funny for me sometimes. People like really don't understand like all of this shit. But like people, when I got to Easton, by that time I was exclusively dating girls, and I had a girlfriend that I had been with since I was at prep. maybe like two. Yeah, that was the beginning of my senior year. Me and D got together sophomore year, the summer before sophomore year. So yeah, I've been with the same, girl on and off for like 2 years by the time I got to Easton, and I wasn't dating boys anymore. And the people at Easton were very like upset about it. Like I was low key bullied about it. And I said they attempted to bully me because you can't really bully somebody like me. I'm always gonna say something back to your ass. I'm never gonna like let you really fuck with me without me fucking with you back. That's just not how I work. But we were just talking about it, and it's just like the way you go from the coming out trauma, like the gay trauma, getting kicked out of school trauma, the abusive household trauma, and then Katrina happens. And it's like all of those things kind of get pushed to the back burner. But then as time goes on, you kind of start to pick back up with the abusive shit and pick back up with the girlfriend that is also kind of being abusive at this point. Not kinda. She was being abusive. I gotta stop diminishing how fucked up a lot of that was, because I be diminishing it. I diminish a lot of that shit, but it was fucked up. There was a lot of fucked up shit going on, and my memory doesn't always afford me a clear picture all the time. So yeah, I don't like to get into it. I don't like to watch stuff about Katrina, none of that. I don't, TV shows, somebody, have you seen? No, I haven't. I don't watch anything about it. I don't want to watch anything about it. Um, I lived it. It was my experience. It was terrifying and it was horrible and it was a hard thing to get over. It's still not 100% over because I believe at this point, that's one of the reasons why it's so hard for me to leave is because you leave and it may not be here when you get back. Everybody else, for the most part, I feel like most people, they homes be there when they get back. And, the realization that, it may not be here when you get back, sometimes I think makes it hard to really like let go. And trust me, I'm going to. Okay. Like it ain't like that, but I think it's definitely been like there's a block that sometimes makes it hard to completely not come back here as my home. But yeah, it's a lot to it. But I think with this being a 20th anniversary, I think it might be time to talk about it. So, I think me and Tiff will probably get on TikTok and talk about it and shit and just see what happens. But yeah, y'all, I think it's so funny that whenever I come back from a really great vacation and I, experience some type of euphoria, I come back home and I always have to deal with some type of fucked up shit. Like, it's what happened last time when I went out of town. I had to come back and deal with some fucked up shit, and now this time I feel like it's not as fucked up, but there, whew, there's some shit going on. But shout out to the girls at Easton. They, I didn't know because like I be completely tapped out sometimes, y'all, because I'm so into what I do that it makes it hard for me to extend myself to other stuff sometimes. And I mean just in a way of paying attention, like emails, posts, all of that shit. It'd be hard to pay attention to like actual shit that's going on because I'm always paying attention to what I have to talk about. But the girls at Easton that I went to school with, a lot of them, and there are a few of us that frequent each other because we are successful in whatever we do. They have events, I go to them, I support, shit like that. So, they orchestrated like a fun and did well beyond what they expected to do so that they could provide for the seniors of the class of 2026 as the 20th of our class, right? Because they just started, today was their first day, their first senior year day. And we like honestly remembering what that was like. Oh my God. Like I had my whole Puma fit. I had a Puma book bag, new Puma tennis shoes. Like we you go shopping. So like everything was like set for my senior year. And then that, everything was ruined. And it was like all of the only thing I had left was the shit that I bought for school. A lot of that was the only shit I had. But yeah, man, shout out to the girls that are, to the women of the class of '06, the men of the class of '06 that continue to extend themselves in such a way to these kids. I love that. I love that for us. I want to do more of it. So yeah, shout out to Warren Easton Fundamental High School and everybody that went there, the class of 06. Shout out to us, because I do think that, you know, we could have been worse. Shout out to us. Could have been way more fucked up, girl. Okay. I was talking about I like to give everybody a chance to get here, but also to kind of get it off my chest. Okay. But y'all know what we're here for. We're here for Love and Marriage Huntsville. And the episode was boring. The episode was boring. Teresa, thank you for the super chat. Just sending love. I know I've personally been enriched by your content and thankful for you on here. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I appreciate that, man. I do. So let's start off. We're gonna go in order on my notes. Ken and Trish talked to Maurice and Kimmy about Marquez crossing boundaries. Ken feels like he's always being a bigger person, letting Marquez say whatever and taking the high road. I feel like, I don't know what has happened in Marquez's life, but Marquez is the type of person that will send a sane person to prison. Like, I'm being fucking real. Marquez is the type of person that will send, what the fuck? Like, what is on, someone on the mic? What's going on? Okay. Marquez is the type of person that will send a sane person to fucking prison. And I feel like I've experienced so many people, but specifically like Black men, I've experienced them having this like psychoses of the brain that they think that they know what other people are intending by the words that they use. So in essence, they are always responding to what they think is happening, and then they're responding with some type of over exaggeration or some type of gaslighty thing so that they can keep balancing this out. Like, yes, I'm making this way more difficult, but I'm going to keep pointing out how you're the bad guy and you're wrong and you're ruining it all. Even though I'm the person that can't really control themselves. I'm the person that is always being defensive, being on the defense, always perceiving everything as if someone is trying to gotcha me. Like, Marquez is performing most of the time, y'all. Everything that he does is a performance. And I don't understand not only why people like him, like in real life, I don't understand why somebody would like be able to stomach being around Marquez for an extended period of time, because the way he emotionally drains the air out of the room is just, I couldn't deal with it. And even though I feel like Trisha is very immature, I still feel like I totally understand the way Trisha is. Trisha always looks like she's on the verge of breaking out of her skin and turning into the Hulk, because like it's like I'm always like like nerves bad, and I feel like I totally understand why. Your nerves are always bad because you're used to dealing with Marquez and you haven't healed. You haven't fully healed. You just keep moving on. And I can't really fault you, because that's what we do. Nobody actually stops and gets the help that they need from any of the trauma that they go through, because everybody around them is minimizing their trauma. They're minimizing their trauma. Like, nobody's actually seeing it for what it is and what it does to you. Like, I feel like we saw that with a lot of people's commentary and comments on the shit that happened with Jackie Christie and Chantel and all of that. Like, I had to go watch one of my old videos from 8 years ago. And in that video, I'm saying, I don't like Shani. I don't fucking like her. But I'm also still saying it's Jackie's fault that I don't like her. I was like, bitch, at least you consistent. Okay, I was way more ignorant about it back then. I do feel like I have definitely calmed down and refined what I do a lot more than I did 8 years ago. Girl. somebody comment, and I was like, girl, what did I say? Because I don't even remember what I said. Let me go back. I just always knew what was gonna happen as far as Jackie was concerned. Like, it was just always very honest, obvious to me that eventually this whole thing with her kids was gonna come back to bite her in her ass on the show because of the way she was fraudulent on the show. Like, bring the kids on the show, act like I'm a good mom, act like they're the problem. And, that's not what it really was. When we're looking at Trisha, I feel like I could totally understand why Trisha is responding in the way that she is. And I feel like she needs to do way more work on herself until she could, because like whatever you're doing, working out, you need something else. I know working out helps you, but you need something else. Do you do yoga? Do you do breath work? Do you do like any type of wellness shit that's not just physical training? Because you need to do shit that will center you. There's a lack of, I don't want to say fortitude, but like I notice sometimes when people's energy is very shaky because they don't have a calm within themselves. And I feel like I used to see this a lot, even in my husband, like this very like I can't keep still type of energy. It wasn't until like we started doing hot yoga that I feel like I actually started to see this stillness in his body language that wasn't there before. And I feel like it's because those types of things actually do something for you. Like, no, working out is not your therapy. It helps. It helps metabolize, it helps you process and all of that. But you don't know what you don't know. So there is a lack of understanding and information that you have that working out is not going to get you as it pertains to how you deal with trauma, what it looks like, how it shows up in other ways. That's why you do need therapy or counseling or just seeking that. Her voice be shaky. Yes. And it is because there's a lack of overall calm inside of her, and it causes issues between her and Ken, because she doesn't even realize, I don't know if she peeped it, but you do the exact same shit that Marquez does to you, you do it to Ken. That last scene from the last season when thank you, love. I saw the hearts. That last scene when Ken and Trisha got into it, and it seemed like they might have been about to break up. And it was basically her, like, she's not even really listening. It's your fault. It's your fault. Like, just very defensive, very immature. You're having a conversation, but you're not really listening. You feel on the offense. Like, you feel like, well, you're actually on the offense, but it's like you're defending something, and there's really nothing for you to just defend. There's an inability to sit with the uncomfortable feelings that you did something wrong. And I get it. I totally understand it. But you have to be able to actually sit in what people are telling you, not because it's true all the time, but because you don't need to be responding in a way that is just being so dismissive of it that you kind of allow it to create this pattern where you dismiss anything anybody says, even if what they're saying is true. I feel like because she's so used to having to defend herself with Marquez, when Ken comes to her with an issue, she doesn't know how to receive it, because she's so used to it being bullshit and just being a dog piling thing. Because the way Marquez acted, like he dog piles and keeps talking. His mind is moving so fast to find ways to blame you for every single thing that he could blame you for, just because all he hears that you're telling him he's not doing something right. So now I'm going to dog pile on y'all and tell y'all everything y'all doing wrong in this moment. I'm not going to listen. I'm not going to care. I'm just going to dog pile on y'all so that y'all don't dog pile on me. That's the only thing that's going on with them when they're having these disagreements. Also, what Marquez is doing most of the time is trying to make himself look better and also trying to re-trigger and re-abuse Trisha. I think he likes to emotionally and mentally abuse her because it makes him feel like she still cares, because she's still responding. But what's really happening is this is a trauma. This is a trauma. It's a sensitive spot, and he'll keep fucking with her over and over and over again. He'll keep saying the little things that he knows is going to get a rise out of her. And she responds because she hasn't healed from it, because she hasn't done the work, because she doesn't understand how allowing him to get this reaction out of you is the reason why you're so upset. You have to master how not to actually let him bother you. Instead of just saying it, actually feel it. We can tell you don't actually feel it because you can't keep stealing your body language. Okay. Am I frozen, y'all? I think I'm good. But yeah, let's get into the notes because I want to make sure. Okay, yeah, Nana, I see you. Thank you, girl. All right. So, but it makes sense that whoever has the most maturity in the room is gonna have to take the high road. Ken actually being somewhat mature in comparison to Marquez means he's gonna have to take the high road because him being on Marquez's level will end up with him picking him up and body slamming him on the ground. Martell and Destiny go shopping for furniture. Y'all, this scene, y'all. Hold up. Like the video, y'all. Y'all, this scene. There are so many things going on in this scene. The first thing, Destiny and Martell are not getting away from the rumors that they were fucking or are still fucking. They're not. I don't know what they think they're doing in their scenes, but Destiny, your questions can sometimes seem as if, oh, so you gonna move her in your house? Oh, is that what you're gonna do? So how we gonna fuck if you moving her in your house? Like, I know that that's probably not what's happening, y'all. But it's something about the way they interact that feels like there's something going on there. And I know people love to like do fake shit on reality shows in order to get a rise out of people so that they can turn around and be like, see, you thought you knew what we was doing and you didn't know. We was pretending. It's like, girl, if you're okay with pretending like something is going on with you and this weird ass nigga, that says more about you than it does about me. I'm just saying. Like, when y'all think that y'all antagonizing or rage baiting the audience is, and it's so funny, y'all. Somebody just told me I was rage baiting because I said something that they didn't like, on about the Jackie Christie. They said I was rage baiting. I was like, bitch, I have never rage baited anybody in my life. Anything I said that y'all don't like, I meant that shit. Some of us don't have to pretend to rage bait y'all. We just say what we actually think, and it pisses a lot of y'all off. That's not that hard these days. Y'all was arguing with me about whether it's okay to throw cooked food in the ocean. Why? Because some of y'all like to argue and y'all watch me and don't like me, but y'all hate watch me. So y'all wait for a moment in some comments for y'all to argue with me about bullshit. And I could tell, because why are you writing paragraphs? What's going on? All I did was comment on the post. I don't know what's the problem. Okay? But either way, get back to it. I know I go on tangents. Let me go back. Destiny and Martell, I don't know what the fuck they think they're doing, but Destiny seemed as if she was trying to showcase that she was not bothered, but was actually bothered by the idea that he would be moving Ariane into his place. And then he tells us, oh, no. I'm not moving her into my place. I'm moving her into an investment property. What I heard on the street, okay, Millie Chun said that he did not pass that test again, and he confirmed during this episode that he has failed a few open book tests, okay? Because Destiny threw that out there that she gave Lance an open book test, basically, and he failed it. And then Martell says, oh, I failed a few of those in my life. Well, apparently, he still doesn't have the license for him to do whatever it is that he needs to do. So the homes he's been working on, he can't actually sell on his own. So I guess in the remodeling of it, now he wants to just bring Ariane and the kids into that place, I guess, to save on costs, because you must be helping her out with her rent or something. But they're shopping for furniture for it. And it's so funny because why is Ariana not on the show? Mel isn't here now. So why isn't Ariana on the show? I don't know. Me personally, I feel like how a man treats you says a lot. And I don't feel like a man can all of a sudden decide that he's not going to treat you like shit anymore. Like, I just don't believe that. It's always for a reason, right? And I think he wanted to use you. I think that he wanted to make it seem as if he was more over you. I think that he, like a lot of men, think that women are always thinking about them. So I do feel like he is trying to just get back at Melody by bringing Ariana, talking about Ariana the way he did. I don't think he actually respects and values her the way he pretends to. I do think that she's somebody who always has her doors and legs open for him. So as long as you are available to an abusive man, he will always come and get what he can get out of you. And I think that now that he has no relationship that can rival what he and Mel had, he was just gonna settle for you for the moment. But the reason why he's not ready to just marry you, and there are steps in all of this shit, as if he hasn't been fucking with you for close to a decade now. It should be a decade now. Y'all should have been fucking now for at least 10 years. Because the last time when when him and Mel was together, it was like 6 years of him fucking with that girl. So it does feel like at this point, you should know her enough. You knew her enough to put a baby in her, but you don't know her enough to marry her. That's also very interesting to me. But to me, I think you're just dangling marriage in front of her to keep her on the line as long as she's useful. And then when you find somebody better, you'll just drop her. He'll never really marry her. That's how it looks to me. I could be wrong, but based on how normally slow ass men work, how their minds work, and they're just very simple. So once you see what their pattern is, they're usually going to stick to their pattern. And their pattern is that there's always a woman that is wifey material to them based on how much servitude she'll do. But for Martell, she can't just be a servant. She's also got to be smart enough to run a business. That's why he's trying to help her through nursing school so that she can eventually make money that he can use. If she can't make money to take care of kids without him, if she can't make money to help him, then she's not wifey material. That's why she's on the hook. So to me, I don't feel like Ariane really is the choice that he would make for himself. I think if he could find him another ready-made male that was dumb enough to want to be with him, then I think he would take that opportunity. I don't think he would still consider marrying Ariane if he had a better option. And I think Ariane is stupid enough to believe that just because he's now showing her or saying the things that she always wanted him to hear. And the only reason I say stupid is because you've been here this entire time. Like, you saw how he treated that woman. You actually got to see it up close and personal, how he lied to her, how he lied to you, how he cheated on her, disrespected her, how he lied on her. You were there to see all of the things. And because you also hated her, that meant it was okay. But what a lot of y'all don't understand is how someone will treat anybody is how they can and probably will treat you. That is a signifier of who they are. At all times, I need y'all to understand. Okay? So the fact that instead of taking her shopping, he takes Destiny shopping. He's not moving in with her, but just moving her into another house. He's not ready to marry her, but they're following the steps. She's a great servant, but he don't know if she can run that money yet just right. Okay? She respects and takes care of him. That's there. And that's the most important part, that she's a servant. And she's a peasant. So as long as she's a peasant that's going to serve, then she has some value for the king. All right. The king that can't pass an open book test. The king that can't fully secure himself without the help of other women or other men. Destiny says, I thought that when a man knows, he knows. And he says, well, his divorce is still fresh. And Destiny says, well, it's still, you're still stuck because you're not talking to anybody. You need to go talk to somebody. And he was like, oh, man, everybody always talk about counseling. You don't need all that. And then we get into what happened between her and Lance, which is that they were just dating. She said she gave him an open book test. I don't know what the fuck that means, but that means she tested him in some way. He failed. They stopped talking. Then later on with the public, she finds out he's having a baby, or the baby is born. The baby's here, whatever. Okay. That's it. That's all. They're really going to blow this land shit out of proportion. when really Destiny has learned that, you know, I can go on a few dates and flirt with these niggas so I can have a storyline. Anything to keep from having to be like really emotionally vulnerable and still be on a reality show collecting a check. Anything, girl. Anything. Hey, Gemini Nola girl. Thank you for being a member, boo. Martell will forever blame Ariane for destroying his family, even though he destroyed his family. There's nothing stopping him from marrying her at all. Not even a little bit. Doesn't he have court mandated counseling? I thought he said he wasn't going to that. I thought he said he wasn't going to that. Marceau. Marceau is explaining to us why Scott Manor still isn't built yet, but at least they've broken ground. It's because they're building on the side of a fucking limestone mountain, and it takes a lot of machinery to break ground on limestone, apparently. It shouldn't have taken as long as it has taken, but that just goes to show that they didn't have the finances all at one. They Jamaican in this shit. You know what I'm saying? They building this shit piece by piece, brick by brick, check by check. And hey, listen, as long as y'all get it done, I really don't have much to say about that anymore. It takes a long time to get shit done. It takes a lot of money to get shit done. I do feel like these people like to, perform for everybody. So you never know what's actually real and what's fake with them. I do feel like Tisha should have a better situation. She should not be sharing a bathroom with all of the children in her house. That seems wild to me. And I just feel like with a man doing so much, I don't understand why, even if they were in the interim, why they did not get something more comfortable for Tisha. It's almost as if he wants Tisha to always be in a space of suffering. She can't be too comfortable. If she's too comfortable, she might actually sit with herself and decide to leave me for real. That's what it seems like to me. Also, Letitia, I don't know. Like, I'm gonna tell y'all again, y'all. I know I don't have no children, but I remember what it was like to be a teen going away to college. And I'm gonna still tell y'all that I think that y'all should really stop with this bullshit about not wanting your kids to go far away for school. I think you need to find a hobby with your codependent ass. I think that you can never be everywhere with your kid anyway. Your kid could be a block away from your house. Your kid could be in the same city as you out at night and something happened to them. You getting to them fast enough is not going to change what happens. Okay. But you being codependent and not giving them the space to figure their life out on their own will hinder them. It will. I don't know why y'all, she was like, I need to be able to get in my car and reach him. Yeah, I don't agree. And I feel like that's a way for you to be codependent. And I just want you to go do something else. I want you to go find something else to do, girl. I really do. You have other children to worry about. You still have young daughters. Let that boy go to whatever college he wants to go to and figure his life out like like people supposed to. I find a lot that y'all don't like to let y'all kids go when it's time for them to go to college because it hurts. I can understand. And I still want y'all to get the fuck over it. Sorry. I want you to get over it and let them children fly. Okay. Marquez talks to Maurice about his divorce and how he didn't sign the paper because it said that they didn't have any minor children. I'm gonna just tell y'all that off rip, that doesn't sound right. Off rip, that sounds like a lie to me. But he's steadfast on saying it. He's 10 toes down. When it comes to matters of the heart, the lawyers get paid until the people run out of money. Then the court decides. Marquez says the main thing. Hold up. First of all, let me go back to that. Maurice saying that when he don't do divorce attorney, he's like, yeah, I don't do that. To me, when it comes to matters of the heart, it just seems like the lawyers just drain you of all your money. And then the court makes whatever decision it's going to make, as if what the lawyers do, like, have no bearing on the situation. And I feel like not in every situation is a lawyer needed for a divorce, but I do feel like sometimes it is needed. I do feel like they will suck you of a lot of money to do minimal shit that you could do for yourself. I do know my homegirl paid a lot of fucking money to a divorce attorney, and that lady not doing nearly as much as I feel like $5,000 should be getting, my friend. Okay. But it is what it is. It's very unfortunate. That's why it's always good whenever you find you a good divorce attorney girl that's gonna work for you and stay on top of shit. Okay. Shout out to Lauren the lawyer. All right. I ain't got time for it, y'all. Okay. But when Maurice said that, I was like, Maurice sounds bitter. It also sounds like being a divorce attorney would have took too long or been too much work. That's why you just want to do what you do, which is paperwork, I guess. I don't know. But I feel like you don't do divorces because that would have been too hard for you, in my opinion. I also hate the way he furrows his brow the entire time that somebody is talking to him as if he's trying to perform concentration. Like, you don't always have to be like this the entire time somebody's talking. Like, what is that about? Anyway, what else? Marquez says that they still trying to figure out how to work things. How he's trying to figure out how to work things out with Trish. To me, he consistently centers the relationship with Trish, and to me, that is very problematic and annoying. You can be cordial with her. You could not make life hard for her, but y'all do not have to have like. Because I feel like it's not about y'all having a good relationship with the kids. It's about you forcing conflict between you and Trish so you can get a rise out of Trish so that you can feel like Trish still loves you. He consistently says that he doesn't want Trish, but everything about the way he moves with her makes us feel like you just want her attention. You just want her energy. You just want to be able to pull her away from Ken. You want to feel like you matter. It doesn't matter whether you want her or not, but you want to be able to feel like you matter to her. And so I don't feel like it's really about the kids. I think more so it's about, for one, I think you really like the attention of being on a reality show. I think being anywhere near light skin with freckles will get you the attention of people with low self-esteem. So yeah, and there are a lot of people with low self-esteem because our whole socialization is to make our self-esteem low. So yeah, there's always somebody that's gonna fuck with a pretty malevolent bird like Marquez. Like, I understand he's a part of their storyline, but I don't even I don't even like seeing him, to be honest with y'all. He works on my nerves, okay? He says that Trish is making it hard to see his daughter. He goes to drop his daughter off, and she and her friend are talking about him, and it turns into a big old thing. Like, y'all, people that never tell the whole story really make my nerves bad. First of all, you could have just dropped everything off and walked right back out, but that's not what you wanted to do once you saw the cameras were there. Then you wanted to have some type of confrontation. You come in, they stop talking because why the fuck are you just walking in the house like this? You don't live here. You have no right to just walk in here like this. You know we don't get along, but you did it anyway. And then you come in here as if you can question us about what our conversation is. We can talk about you all the fuck we want to. We could talk about you. I can be calling you a dipshit deadbeat right when you walk through the door and could have continued the conversation because this is not your house and you can be talked about, nigga, whether you like it or not. Whether you like it or not, nobody cares. Nobody cares about how you feel about that. Just like you can go and talk about Trish to people, Trish can talk about you and her experience of you to her friend at her house. The fuck is wrong with you? Like, geez Louise. He was mic'd. Yeah, he was mic'd. That's what I'm saying. Like, the shit is about the show. It's all about the show. He still could have not walked in there like that. It still could have been a, hey, how y'all doing? But the way he came in there to inspect their conversation as if he had any right to dictate what they talked about is wild to me. Wow. He tells Maurice that at first he thought Ken was on bullshit, but after Ken sat on the phone with him for 3 hours, that made him realize why Trisha loves Ken, because he's just like her dad. And Marquez could never be that for her. Y'all, can somebody please explain to me why the fuck Ken is sitting on the phone with Marquez for 3 hours? Ken, Let me tell you something. You have got to learn the art of, hey, look. I know but I gotta go. I'll talk to you later. All right, bye. You have got to learn how to get off the fucking phone with people, because honestly, I feel like Ken trying to force this camaraderie with Marquez to make shit better is a control mechanism to make him look good and keep Trisha. Make him look good to the kids. Make him look good to Trisha. See, look, I'm trying to work with this stupid ass nigga. I'm trying to do this. I'm doing this for you. But it's a control factor. It's you trying to control all of the dynamics in the situation when really you could just let it be what it's going to be. These men are emotionally connected with other men only. Like that, I ain't gonna lie, y'all. That's what I was like. I was like, why I feel like you want to be friends with this nigga? And if he was a regular person, I could see that. But yeah, Ken, I don't get it. I don't get it. I'm gonna go ahead and say it's not that I think everybody's gay or anything, but there is some homoeroticism going on with the relationship, because what the fuck is y'all forcing a relationship between the two of y'all for? Like, it's given we're doing this for the storyline because Trisha won't talk to him. Trisha won't talk to him, so I'ma talk to him. But on being on the phone with a nigga for 3 hours, and I know he just kept talking and kept talking and kept talking, so you couldn't get off the phone. But even the attempt to sit on the phone and talk to this nigga for 3 hours and have a relationship and be trying to be cool with this nigga. No. No. That's weird as fuck. I'm sorry. Fuck that nigga. Like, I'm with Trisha on that. Fuck him. If you want to be a parent, we're going to set a time and a date. We're going to get paperwork done. If we're not getting paperwork done, I ain't fucking talking about this shit. We either going to deal with structure or we not going to deal at all. Y'all don't have to have a relationship. She don't have to like you. You don't have to like her. The fuck? These kids almost grown anyway. Oh my God. Where was I? But that made him like him. And it feels like you felt like you could emotionally manipulate Ken based on that 3-hour conversation. That's what made you like him a little bit. Somebody now understand why she loves him. The fuck? Then he proceeds to say, and this is like the way he talks about her is just so wrong. Like, it's so wrong for him to talk about her in this way. He says he should have left her after the first year when he realized they weren't supposed to be together. He felt sorry for her. So he stayed with her. Oh, Lord. He stayed until her people died, and then he left. And I'm like, so if you knew on year 1, why the fuck would you stay for a decade and then wait until her family dies, all in the process of what, like a year or some change? You decided in that time, that's when you was going to leave her. When you could have left her 5 years before that, 2 years before that, 3 years before that. Since you knew since year 1 that it wasn't going to work out, because your daddy told you that it wasn't going to work out. Oh, child. I wonder what the daddy said as the reason to why it wasn't going to, or what he saw that made him say that. Or did he just know his son? Because my God. That's just such a fucked up way. Then to act like you was doing her a favor when we know that that's probably not the case. I'm not saying that Trisha is perfect, y'all. I'm not even saying that I like Trisha. I'm just saying we know how women and men work in relationships. We know how women give in relationships. And that lady still had 2 fucking kids for you, still was with you, and you left her during one of the hardest times in her life. And now that she's moved on, you won't leave her alone because she done got her ass on a reality show. And because you always want to be able to feel like you can have her whenever you want to. That was another thing he said. He was like, I don't love her like that, but if I wanted her, then Ken wouldn't be able to have her. I gave her to Ken. That lady is a human fucking being. She can choose where she wants to be. You are not her owner. You can't just give her to somebody. And honestly, you low-key deserve to get hit in the fucking throat for even saying that shit, that you gave her to Ken. The fuck is wrong with you? Like, that's really, like, you want to talk about, oh, my daughter, my daughter, my daughter. You don't give a fuck about your daughter. You view your daughter as an object, as something you can use to make yourself feel better. You don't care about them fucking kids. You objectify them, just like you objectify their mom. And it's going to take a lot of healing and therapy in future years for your kids to get over how you and their mom fucked them up. But primarily, how you fucked them up. And I'm saying that because he plays too many mind games. He plays too many mind games, objectifying her like that. So that means eventually when your daughter grows up, she will be somebody that can just be passed around through men's hands, through your hands, passed to another man. And then when that man decides he don't want to be with her no more, or she don't want to be with him no more, he'll tell the future man, yeah, I gave her to you. Because she's not a full-blown human being that can decide where she wants to be and who she wants to be with, right? When we talk about y'all dehumanizing women, this is exactly what the fuck we be talking about. Now watch that stupid ass nigga. Watch my video or somebody's video that's like mine about this show. Hear some of the language I use and then try to use it in an argument against some woman because he don't want to be held accountable for how fucking weird and reckless and immature and stupid and just, oh my God, like just y'all don't like what we call people narcissists. What the fuck you want us to call this nigga? Give me the verbiage, people, that y'all want me to call this weirdo ass nigga Marquez. Tiring, exhausting, energy vampire, just trifling ass nigga. Let us know. Talk to me, people. What y'all want me to call him? Because I can't think of another word besides narcissist to describe this nigga. Feel sorry for me until I start battering you with my words and hitting you with lies one after another that are complete projections and just really blasphemous when you think about some of the shit this nigga was saying. Anyway, talking about he wants them to eventually be a big happy family where they all go on vacation together. You don't have the temperament. You don't have the maturity. You don't have the mindset. You don't have the empathy. You don't have the emotional intelligence in order for that to be your future. And that's just on God. So Marquez goes over to their house to talk. And it starts off with Ken saying that they need boundaries because of the way he just walked in their house. He said there should have been boundaries when they started dating. When Ken and Trish started dating. Trisha says there was no need for boundaries because you were out of sight, out of mind. Out of sight, out of mind. In this conversation, when I first heard it, I had to rewind it. Because at first I was like, Trisha, why would you trigger him by saying that out of sight, out of mind shit twice? But when I rewound it, it was when I heard him say that there should have been boundaries. There should have been boundaries with her and Ken's relationship. The reason why that would piss one off is because of the audaciousness and the entitlement of the statement. You left and somehow I was supposed to chase your ass down so that I could ask your permission before I moved on with my life after you just up and left me. Even you saying it out loud is like nails on a chalkboard to the person that you did all of the harm to. Being gaslit by people who have like really fucked over you and done you wrong, I don't know how to explain it, but it makes you want to be violent. It makes you want to be violent when somebody who has consistently harmed you, they know they've harmed you, you know they've harmed you. And instead of ever taking any real accountability for that, what they will do is say that whatever they did to you, you did it to them. They will not take any accountability, and they will scream it from the mountaintops that you fucked over them first, when both of y'all know that that's not the case. He thinks they was cheating before. I know he does, and I feel like he was cheating before. So I don't really care. At the end of the day, even if she was cheating on you, you left your kids. You left your kids there. and said, oh, she got it, and left her with them kids to raise on her own because you were in your feelings. I can't trust anything this nigga says because of the way he lies. I feel like he would, even if girl, listen, they could have not been completely cheating yet, but he would have been cheating on her for years and hiding it and saying that the only reason he stayed was because he felt sorry for her. I bet you any money that nigga was cheating on her for years before she ever stepped out on him. I bet you any money that she spent a lot of time feeling like she wasn't pretty enough for him either. Feeling like, you know, him coming from a certain household, looking the way he does as a young woman. I am more than sure she felt like, oh, she was so lucky to be with the nigga that all the girls in high school liked. I am so sure that that lady was not seeing herself clearly when she first got into the relationship with him. And he knew that. I'm just saying. Her working out came after he left. Her starting to work on herself in that way came after he left. To run the streets of Atlanta like a hoe. No, for real. Like, anytime a nigga running to Atlanta, I feel like you running to Atlanta to be a hoe. Like stop. You just left your wife one day and went to Atlanta. Yeah, you was going to look for some coochie. Possibly business opportunities, but more so coochie. Okay? Or dick, child, whichever you like. Who knows? Maybe both. He then twists the last situation of him coming into her house and saying that I came in the house for Zari. Okay. I came in the house for Zari and I'm being met with hostility. Then, okay. So I'm like, so y'all already just saw, we saw that situation, y'all. We saw that situation. And he still comes and acts like he was met with hostility. First of all, nobody even stood up when you walked into the house. You walked in and came in there like you own the fucking place and start questioning people about who is this and what y'all talking about and all of this shit. I don't care if he was mic'd and supposed to be there for the scene. That's still not the way you walk in there talking to people. And he walked in there with an air about himself. Like, I can walk in here and talk to y'all and ask y'all questions like I'm the king of the castle or some shit. And no, that wasn't the type of energy he should have walked in there on. I don't give a fuck. So to flip it and act like he was met with hostility when he came in there with an energy that would receive hostility from anybody. Projecting, gaslighting, flipping it, Jedi mind trick, whatever you want to call it. These niggas learn this shit in the 3rd grade and they stick to it. You came in the house because the cameras were there and then you came in there defensive. He turns to Ken and says, well, I'll make sure I call and knock. Now what, Ken? Now what we doing now, Ken? Why the fuck is you... You go from talking to Trisha, and then when Trisha says something, because you want to invalidate her and act as if what she's saying doesn't matter, you turn to Ken like, I'm going to talk to the man then. So, okay. So, okay then. Even though I just made this whole argument about how I came in here for my daughter, now I'm going to say all of the things that I could have done that would have changed how I even came in. It would have changed how they responded. It would have changed how I handled the situation. I'm going to just call and knock next time. Now what? What you mean now what? If you knew that's all you had to do, why the fuck is you sitting up here arguing with me, telling me about how you came in here because you didn't want your daughter to be carrying all of this shit? Which one is it? Could you have knocked and waited for permission to come into the house? Or did you need to come all the way in the house because you was helping your daughter with all of this stuff? The fuck? He don't make no sense, y'all. The doorbell rings. Ken tells Trisha to go answer the door. She go answer the door. And it's her friend Sharon. So they coming in. This conversation is continuing. He says things as if he knows he's one up someone or he has them figured out. So this is what I put in my notes. So he's going to counteract what he thinks they're trying to do. I've experienced this before. Let me say it again. You're having a conversation with somebody. They ask you a question as if they know what your answer is going to be. When you give them an answer that's not the answer that they were expecting, it's as if they don't believe what you're saying because it doesn't match what they thought you were going to say. So now you realize they've been having an entire conversation with you based off of what they think about what you think or say, not what you're actually thinking, not what you're actually saying to them. Like, it's a very I'm playing offense, defense, type of way, argumentative way of having conversations. I hope I'm making sense when I'm saying that, because that's not exactly what happened, but that's what happened to me. And that's why I can recognize what's happening here. Because it's like there's the energy of they're already assuming something. They're already assuming something. They're already jumping to a conclusion. And so it doesn't matter what you say, they aren't going to believe you. They've already come to a predetermined conclusion here. It doesn't matter what you say. The argument is going to be the same. Like, that's what it feels like to me. It feels like no matter what you say to Marquez has his own idea in his head about what's going on here. And that's how he's going to act, not based on anything that anybody else is actually saying or doing. Okay. Anyway, so Trisha gets the door. It's her friend Sharon from last time. He's telling Ken that he wasn't going to let his daughter carry all of that stuff. Nigga, yeah, but you would leave your daughter destitute for a few years. But you ain't gonna let her carry shit. Shut up. And Trisha comes in and says that you could have just left it at the door, just like you did. You ain't have to walk in here. He said that Trisha should have been, this one he said, and you should have been more mature. Okay. And then this lady comes in on some extra shit. He then shakes her hand and starts apologizing. Hey, how you doing? What's your name again? Okay, I'm so sorry for the energy. Okay, but I just really felt like when I came in last time, y'all was talking about me and I didn't have an opportunity to defend myself. And he shakes her hand and apologizes for the energy. Now he's really performing. And he asks if she wants to sit down or if she wants something to drink. And then he, first of all, how are you going to ask her if she wants something to drink? You don't live here. You're not even a fully fucking guest here. You're somebody that we have to have a conversation with. So we're going to have it here. But ultimately, y'all shouldn't even have this conversation at y'all house. He shouldn't even be invited to be there anymore. He should be able to drop the daughter off, but never come inside ever again. And if we had to have a scene and he needs to get mic'd, it needs to happen outside my fucking house. He don't ever need to be able to walk himself in my house again. I don't care if he's dropping off anybody. I don't care what the fuck he's carrying. Leave it at the door. Leave it at the door. Okay? But the way he was like, oh, do you want a drink? Shit, I want a drink. Can I get a drink? Next time I'll bring my own drink. Nigga, you are a child. Calm the fuck down. You're immature as fuck. Just everything that was happening. I was just like, this is so immature and so stupid for this grown ass man. This is when I realized that the maturity that a lot of people should have at a certain age, they don't have. And then whenever you ask people to be more mature, they get mad at you. Or they act like everything is a joke and you're taking everything too seriously. I love people telling me how I take shit too seriously. That's my favorite thing. I feel like, and then when I joke, now everybody wants to be like, oh, I thought, girl. I wish y'all would stop watching and hating on me from the bushes like y'all do. Waiting for an opportunity on Instagram to say some slick shit to me. Like, I don't know what the fuck you doing. Just saying. All right, anyway. Let's see. Where was I in what I wrote? But this was him stepping over boundaries, asking that lady if she wants something to drink. Okay, so I said knowingly asking for niceties that he doesn't deserve so he can then be a victim. That was one thing I clocked. So you want people to act like basically make them out to be the bad guy because they're not being nice to you, even though y'all are in conflict and you have crossed boundaries and done disrespectful things to these people. You're still going to make them out to be the bad guy because they're not offering you niceties. Yeah, get the fuck out of here. He asked what made her demean him in front of this lady, and nobody was demeaning him. It's very, very weird, like that he would even say that. But then he also says who you say is your close friend. I don't have to prove to you that that's my close friend. That's even weird for you to say that. Like somebody has to prove to you that they friends with somebody. Trisha says, I do not care about any of that. He then says, since she doesn't care about him, she doesn't care about the kids. Y'all like to do that a lot. And I feel like y'all do that because people have pointed out the way men can be abusive to their baby's mamas and how that affects the baby's mama's psyche, and then how that'll affect the kids. So because she's the primary parent most of the time. So if she's not okay mentally, then it's going to affect the kids because she's the one that's primarily responsible for them. Because men have heard us have that conversation, they now like to take everything that we say they do to women and flip it. So that's what he's doing in this moment, where he acts like, because they're not getting along, because she's not, I don't know what she's supposed to be doing in this moment, going along with anything that he says. Like, I feel like she's just supposed to be going along with any bullshit that he says. She's supposed to just lay down and take whatever, abusive, fucked up things that he says to her that feels like little daggers. She's supposed to just let that shit hit her so that the kids will be okay. That's what it sounds like. And then he says that she's traumatizing his kids. Ken says these kids are not traumatized. They may miss you, but they're not traumatized. Ken was saying that to defend Trisha, but the kids are traumatized. Sharon was right. If anybody's traumatized, it's the kids because of y'all's relationship. Y'all have traumatized the kids, the both of y'all. This arguing, this dissension, this childishness. This is what traumatizes the children. Also, you know what else traumatizes children? The fathers up and leaving out of nowhere and disappearing for 5 years. That also, like that as well. Like that will traumatize the child. These children have been traumatized, Ken. And I think it's weird for you to say that they haven't been traumatized. You should have said they have been traumatized, and they were traumatized when you left them. That's what you should have said, because that's the truth. Talking about, I assure you. Marquez says, you can't assure me of anything about my kids. And then Ken sits up because now he getting tired of this shit and tells him that this is his family. Ken says that Ken says, this is my family. And Marquez is like, man, listen, you just doing what you supposed to be doing because you live there. Well, nigga, you want brownie points for doing what you supposed to be doing, and those are your kids that you left. Ken tells him that he needs to be real with himself and stop being delusional. Marquez says that, Ken going at him, but he turns it to Trisha. Trisha needs to be real with herself. This is all her fault. This is all her fault. Child. When the only reason we up here is because you decided to just up and leave one day. And not to say that y'all, like, you really could have just sat down with that lady and said, I don't want to be together anymore, got a divorce, signed the papers, got a custody agreement, and still showed up for your kids every day. People do it all the time. But you didn't do that because you didn't give a fuck. But now because somebody else is there, now you want to give a fuck. So now you want to come back and act like you care. I wonder what it's like when those kids are spending time with him alone. And if he spends most of the time asking questions about Ken and Trisha. Anyway, he brings up the divorce paper saying that the reason why he didn't sign them is because it said no minor kids on the paperwork. They both filed. Y'all, if they both filed for divorce, because he keeps saying that, I filed first, then why didn't your paperwork say the right thing? And why didn't you just give her your paperwork to sign? Like, what are you talking about? That doesn't even make any fucking sense what you're saying. They bring out the paper, and this is how you know that Marquez is driving people fucking crazy, and they have to stop engaging in these conversations with him. If they're really, really serious, stop engaging in these conversations with him, because they're all bait. It's bait to get y'all all upset so he can make y'all the bad guy. By the end of the episode, Ken and Trisha have both stood up and pushed this paper in this nigga's face because he refuses to see that the children are on the paperwork. The children are on the paperwork. And when Ken puts it in his face, because now Ken then got aggravated and is standing up like, bruh, look at it. It's right there. Now he done made y'all look crazy while he's still sitting there. And when Ken stood up, then Marquez stood up. And Ken, sees how this is about to escalate. So Ken sits back down and says, bro, we need to sit down. I'm going to sit down and you're going to sit down too. Well, now Marquez is trying to prove something. I don't know what he's trying to prove, because we know you're not about to fight this nigga. We know you're not big and bad enough to fight this nigga. Like, we know this. We could tell by the way you move that you scary. I don't know why you do all of this verbal antagonizing, but it's probably so that you can help you, because that's the plan, right? If you antagonize them enough, it'll make them look bad, and then you could go to the courts, go to the jailhouse and say they hit you so you can get custody of the kids or something like that? Like what? Or so that you can say Ken beat your ass, so that you can say, oh, he don't need to be around my kids no more. Y'all need to lock him up. He's violent. Like it gives, you were trying to bait them into fights so that you could then turn around and call the police on them or some shit. That's what it felt like to me. That's what it felt like to me. But anyway, I don't know why is this hard to get paperwork, and like I don't know why. I don't know why it matters that it says y'all don't have 2 minor kids. Like I don't know, girl. I don't know. I just don't trust anything that Marquez is saying. I just don't, because we saw the way he lied about situations that happened on camera. Period. But anyway, Trisha let Sharon read the paper, which says they do have 2 kids. It lists the kids. Ken shows him the paper and he stands up. Ken sits down and says, you going to sit down with me or you going to get out? They go on commercial break. When they come back, y'all, it was so funny because he didn't want to sit down. He was talking all of that shit. And then Ken said, get off me, and started going towards him like he was going, oh, you going to get out. Man, you ain't going to, man, I don't know what the fuck you think going to happen, but all I got to do is pick your ass up and scoop you. That's all it's going to take for me to get you out the house. So when Ken starts to go at him, he started looking for security. Man, man, backing up and shit. Yeah, because you pussy. Stop acting like you about it when you not. Stop. And this is what I talk about when I say that people like will antagonize a fight. Okay? But it's still important not to put your hands on people because you end up in trouble. I wouldn't have been mad at Kim for scooping this nigga up out of his house. I wouldn't have been. But if he had beaten him or punched him in the face or some shit, I'd have been like, okay, so now when they call the federale hood on you and pressing charges and shit, don't act surprised. Y'all got to stop letting people get y'all to this point, because there are so many times beforehand where you should be like, you know what? This don't even make no sense. You still gonna argue no matter what. You still gonna disagree no matter what. So you know what? Let's not even have this conversation. We'll just continue to handle everything through lawyers. Period. Stop having these fucking conversations with people if they're not going to be open to them. If they're not gonna have good faith conversations with you. These are not good faith conversations that these niggas are having. My God. I hope Ken gets arrested and can't be around the kids. Why y'all say that? That's wild. Yeah, we would have met outside. Why y'all feel like that about them? I didn't know Ken was that bad. Marquez absolutely questions those children about Ken and Trisha. Right. I think Ken is controlling, but I don't know if I feel like he need to be arrested just yet. Did he do something? Damn. You can't have it both ways. You either want to beat up or not take a pic. What? Marquez got that Love and Marriage Huntsville. Sorry, y'all. Something's going on. The internet is rebooting or some shit. I don't know. Marquez got that Love and Marriage Huntsville check and swear he's doing something now. They were paying for his gas last season. He's a bum. There are 2 lawyers on this show. The Scott brothers. Who's the second Scott brother that's a lawyer? He seems all Bondy. He does, but I feel like Marquez is worse, to be honest. And that's just based on what we've seen. Now, if there's further information, I'll change my opinion on that. Because they love the underdog, so rooting for Marquez feels good to them. Shaking my head. Marquez is not the underdog, y'all. He's the fucking villain. I'm telling y'all, these anti-villain stories have really fucked y'all. Anti-hero stories have fucked y'all up. The My Family comments were cringe. It is his family, though. It is his family, though. He lives there. He's the active parent. He's the one that's doing the shit. He's the one that was there before Marquez decided he wanted to come back. Beat up or not, take your pick. That's what I thought. Okay. I think Ken has a type. Single women with kids and his MO. He has a savior complex. I do think that. He would have been well within his rights to toss Marquez behind out the house. Uncle Phil jazz style. That's how I feel. Marquez is as hard as a wet noodle. Marquez is not a victim. Not only is he not a victim, but he's not right in any of this. Another CC pulled the paperwork when she found what? Bondy, you know people love to support abusive men. Child, I didn't know they would. That nigga cause like in these scenes, he is infuriating. I don't know what anybody's watching. That nigga the Joker, like he has me laughing because he be wilding. Seeming off is not grounds for being locked up. What the hell are y'all talking? Marquez was not lying about the 2 minor kids. He went on another CC channel and showed the original documents. Okay. So that's the reason why he hasn't filed the divorce papers? Okay. People think that you have to be married to have a family. That's not true. Like, to me, like, he's living in a house. He's taking care of everybody. He's being the father figure, whether he's the father or not. It's absolutely his family. Right. That is his family. Those are his kids, but definitely his family. Those aren't his biological kids, but that's his family. It seems like Marquez didn't even want to get into the picture until Trish got on TV. That's what it seemed like to me. That you didn't want to be bothered with that girl until she got on this fucking show. I understand, but the kids want a relationship with Marquez, and Ken said it in a way that made the kids look like possessions. I think that Marquez sees the kids as possessions as well. So, this is why you never give a manipulating narc any of your time, because stuff like this will happen. Agreed. I'm like, y'all shouldn't even be having conversations. Everything needs to be handled through lawyers, and it can be done that way. So I don't know why. I do know why. Everybody loves getting attention from reality shows. Ken has a savior complex, but Marquez is insane. One is definitely worse than the other. At this juncture, yes. I'm sorry. He in them folks' house acting a fool. I think the fact is that Trish is the second woman in this situation. I think Ken can't have kids. Well, that don't make him a bad guy. But Bondy, Ken says he's only been in a picture for 2 or 3 years. How much family can they be? Especially if he and Trish break up. I think 2 or 3 years is a good enough time to consider somebody your family if you living with them. Especially in those years. Like, y'all, 2 or 3 years is most of kids' high school. You know what I'm saying? Like, think about it. 2 to 3 years, if that's the entire time that them kids is in high school, that's a bulk for those kids. It's not his family, but he has decided to assume responsibility. He ready to throw it in Trish's face and ask her who gonna help her with the kids. That's what I don't care for. Marquez is cray. See, yeah, I feel like I don't agree that it's not his family. I feel like family is what you make it. And I feel like what they show is a family unit, whether, we like it or not. And I also feel like, what the fuck is a family then? Because to me, a man that leaves his kids, we ain't family neither. Like, you just upped and left. We not family neither. Like, DNA don't make you family, in my opinion. Marquez told on himself. He tried to show original paperwork. It was his paperwork. He put not 2 minors. Ooh. Okay. Because I didn't watch the live, and I honestly don't care. I'm just clocking what I'm seeing. I don't care about that paperwork bullshit, because I feel like at the end of the day, if you wanted a divorce, you could have got that shit a long time ago. You the one that left her. Can you going insane over the woman is not worth it? He's not going insane over her. He's already insane. This is why they need lawyers. The divorce should be so simple. It really should. Okay, girl. He came for the bag, not them kids. Yeah, he came for the show, if you ask me. Marquez is an opportunist. One of them, I think I'm pretty, so I should be on TV, niggas. Boy, fuck you. Yeah, he be wilding on here, be the best father while he's cosplaying as a vigilante in ATL. Child, not a vigilante. You will never be able to come to a meeting of the minds with someone like Marquez. No, you can't have no conversations with them niggas. No, Marquez created his own set of paperwork. BS. Did Marquez file first? So the original docs would be the ones he filed. No. Listen, I'm so confusion about it. That's why I'm like, I'm not even about to argue about the specifics of that shit. Based off the way he's moving, sign the papers. Okay? Sign the papers. Correct it. We have 2 minor children. Can y'all correct it so I can sign this shit? What is the problem? But they thought Mel was doing too much when she was letting Martell in her house. Anybody defending when she wasn't letting Martell in her house, right? Anybody defending Marquez, y'all crazy. I agree. I think the whole family is a circus show. Maybe Ken can't have kids, so he wants a ready-made family to insert himself into. But ultimately, if he's stepping up, oh well. Marquez shouldn't have left. Listen, that's how I feel. Marquez contested the divorce because the kids were originally missing from the filing, so Trish filed adding the kids. So the paper should have been signed by now, is what we're saying. Marquez is not an underdog, not even a little bit. Marquez loves Atlanta, not Alabama. Got it. And let's not forget how Ken threw all that stuff in Trisha's face. He holds everything he does over her head. That's why she feels she can't leave. That's still yet to be determined. I'm going to give him a little bit of grace on that because of the way that argument that they had went. I'm going to give him a little bit of grace on that. But I do still see that he's controlling. I do feel like he allows those other men to get in his head. You know, just a lot of things. I don't trust neither one of them because I don't really like Trish neither. But I don't want to I don't want to use that as a reason to not. I don't want to use that as a reason to big up the other nigga in the situation. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're not actually dealing with a disagreement between Ken and Trisha right now. We're dealing with the way Marquez is dealing with Trish and Ken and the kids and shit, right? That's what we're dealing with, this family thing. And if we gonna look at the fact that he threw all of that shit in her face, yeah, that's a problem. But I also feel like it's also hard for her to probably do all of this shit by herself. I think she's probably staying with him more than just because, oh, he threw it in her face. I think she really don't want to do the shit by herself. And when the weirdo said that Ken reminds him of her dad, I'm like, there are probably other reasons why she's staying with him as well. But that's just another conversation for another day. That's another conversation for another day. Trish and Marquez are the same person. See, y'all do this all the time. And I really feel like people, oh, that's so I'm sorry, y'all. That's so triggering to me. Because I feel like people love to do this. People do this to me all the time. You say some fucked up shit to me and I respond to you. Now we're both arguing and we're both doing each other the same thing. That's how everybody thinks about it. Instead of looking at, I was minding my fucking business. I ain't say shit to you and you started saying crazy shit to me. I respond, now I'm doing the same thing you just did to me. I don't think that's no. I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that. I do feel like there is a who started it aspect to a lot of this shit, right? Yes, how you fight matters at all times. How you fight matters, yes. But I don't feel like we can say Trish and Marquez are the same person because I feel like y'all do that all the time with abusers and their victims. Once their victims start to display any of the similarities to the abuse, which is inevitable, y'all then decide that everybody's on a level playing field. And I just don't feel like that's the same. Trish better than me because Marquez would have been locked up by now. He's infuriating. Like, yes, they are family. In my opinion, they family. In my opinion, people being in the house and taking care of each other is fucking family. Even if it's only family for a moment. Marquez was only family for a moment, and then he left. Bondy, I ain't gonna lie, I'm a millimeter. I'll never see it for Trish or anyone in this storyline. I'm biased. I'll admit that's fine, and I'm happy that you can admit that shit. And I try very hard not to be when I'm talking about these things and just kind of handle them, as they come. I agree that Ken is stepping up in a fatherly role and that this is the home that he has created with Trish for her children, her and himself. That's why I don't understand why he don't lay down the law. Because I think there's only so much he can do. And I think that a lot of times niggas don't have the wherewithal or the temperament for what really needs to happen. They can talk and all of this shit, but you can't control other people. So what you gonna do? Well, damn, how long it take to be a family since y'all the family police? Right, Bonnie, family is what you make it. All right, just because we got blood connected, are you there, boo? No, for real. I agree, because some people who have actual family aren't family, right? I live in Atlanta, Georgia. This show is getting too messy on it's been messy, child. Trish gets off over these two men fighting because a divorce could have been happened. She and Marquez are mentally stuck at 18 when they got married. Yeah, I can agree with you there. I can agree with that. Yeah, we got to go back to that last scene with Ken and Trish, because Ken was talking crazy about Trish and the kids needing him. It was wild. He did, but that was only after he was talking to her about, you have to stop telling me shit after everybody else. Trisha had consistently throughout the season been giving him, like, breadcrumbing him information once it was about to come out, or it already came out amongst the group. So he was telling her, you have to stop doing that. She flipped it on him and started saying, like, no, I didn't do anything. That was you. Da-da-da. Like, basically the same way that this nigga Marquez argues with her, she started to do that to Ken. Ken got mad and started throwing shit in her face, because that was when he got up and went to the garage and was leaving. But yeah, like, I do feel like I didn't disagree with you, but it definitely happened after she gaslit the shit out of him about the way she was handling him, with not giving him information about whatever happened with Martell until after she told everybody else about it. So I just kind of felt like he had every right to be upset. I don't think that was the right thing to say. Marquez could have refiled if he really wanted a divorce. If the kids weren't on the original paperwork, he used that as an excuse because it still attaches him to her. This is it right here. This is what I believe. Thank you. The only one in the family who has sense is the son. Okay, the only one. Okay, big opportunist. Marquez gonna end up on Dateline or Snap the way he moving. I mean, he really goes around pissing everybody off. I agree. He would be divorced if he wanted to, but her too. Ken wants to marry her. She's not filing either. I think she's not filing because she's not ready to get married. I think a lot of women, once they've been through traumatic marriages, sometimes they don't want to do it again, but people are telling them that they have to. I think Ken is impressing marriage upon them, and I don't think they have to be married. I think they can live together. I think they can be a couple, and I don't think they have to get married. I think she might want to be with him, but doesn't want to get married again. And I think she might be too scared to say it. And I also think it's okay. I think it's okay. I don't want to get married again, Ken. I would love to still stay together. I would love to be together. If we need to do some contracts or paperwork so that, things will, be the way you want it to be, whatever. But even if they do get married, y'all, a lot of times people want marriage so that they could feel like, oh, you ain't gonna never leave me. There's no such thing. People die and people do eventually leave if they want to. So I just feel like rushing into marriage is not the answer. And I feel like her not divorcing Marquez is a way for her not to be rushed into marriage with Ken. Yes. Marquez is very dangerous. The paperwork doesn't even matter. It could have been corrected and everyone moved the hell on a long time ago. I know that. I know that's right. Mel didn't even want him close to her front door. Listen, just back up. They don't have two minor children. They only have one minor. That's what I thought. I thought the oldest son was 18. Two things can be true at once. Marquez not being shit and Ken true. No, it could be, but I just feel like we haven't seen enough evidence of that just yet. That's all I'm saying. Thank you for becoming a member, Joyce. I know y'all seen it, said they seem to all be doing this for a check. Yes, we all listen, and people do shit for a check. I just feel like when it comes to your family dynamic, you shouldn't be wanting to perform fake shit for a check, because I think it still has damage. It still does damage. I stand corrected because I thought Trish filed that document. No, I think he filed first. So I'm also feeling like whatever paperwork he had might have been his own. Marquez is fighting for his peach on the show, honey. He's praying to get first seat next to Carlos on a reunion. Just get the damn divorce, Lord. Wish the one was asking him to come on the show. Melody Rogers not innocent. She left the show. I don't know what this means. Y'all hate Mel so bad. Who said Mel had to be innocent? That nigga still played in her face and disrespected the fuck out of her, and it's crazy. What was your point? Okay, we're all trapped in the closet. Yeah, he is weak, so they got in his head. True, I see what you mean. In this instance, Marquez is the problem and the only problem. Like, at this juncture, Because I feel like Ken really did try. Like, Ken tried to talk to the nigga. Like, we saw it. I sat on the phone with him for 3 hours. My nigga wanted to be his friend. Okay. Where are the kids in the house? Where are the kids in the house during this interaction? If so, no one cared about them. Kids, the adults keep failing them. No, for real. Like, are they in the house while y'all screaming and hollering at each other? The men on this show make me want to punch the TV. Child, forever. I fast forward past Martell and Destiny. I was so not interested in anything they had to say. It's bullshit. They need Dr. Francis to come help Marquise and Trish get past all this. Listen, so he could be looking at them like they crazy. I stand corrected because I thought he showed paperwork. Okay, I'm confused. All three of them blow me. And that's what we're all sitting at. All three of them are blowing us. Okay? Trisha is staying married because it kept her from being pressured by social circles, family, and kin to get married. She's leery of making the same mistake. I don't blame. Yeah, and that's what I was thinking too. And I don't blame her either. I just feel like you're a grown ass woman, girl, telling people I ain't ready to get fucking married yet. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. All right, y'all. Sorry. Okay, hold up. Let me, because I know we commenting down in this motherfucker right now. I don't like Trish, but she is not the same as Marquez. She's been abused and therapy can help her. Marquez is a sociopath and can't be helped. That's how I feel. Girl, that's how I feel. But she need to divorce him because that man is crazy. She do. I don't know what the stop is. To me, I feel like whatever it is that you don't have to ask somebody, listen, just do it. Pay the fee, girl. Why is Trish allowing chaos behavior when it comes to her husband Marquez? What do you mean? What do you mean allow? I don't know what that means. What do you want her to do? The editing makes him look like a psychopath with those weird facial expressions. I'm glad Mel left. Me too. I'm glad Mel left. Don't nobody need to deal with this type of abuse. Have you seen Trish aggressively dry humping Kimmy on a dance floor? I absolutely have. You know, I feel like most of the girls are gay and don't want to admit it. And that's because women are scary. Like, I wouldn't, like, Trish is one of those women, like, you a huncher, but you can't be in a relationship with no bitch like that. She crazy. Like, like you a huncher, but you wouldn't want to be with her. Only a man can handle that type of crazy shit. Okay? Listen, because now they got to find a storyline and not dog like. Trish may be traumatized about marriage, but I don't think Kim would stay if she doesn't marry him. I agree. I agree. Dog pile. That's what you meant. Okay. Mel left and still being discussed. Baby, who is the real problem? Right. I don't know. The show is very infuriating. It show is one big commercial break. Ken and Marquez seem like two different types of men, although I definitely see a commonality between them. Yeah, all niggas have commonality, but they don't seem like the same type of men to me either. Right. What is the holdup? Everybody's underlying issue is not that they're gay. Who said that? Who said that? Nobody said that. However, if you would actually go and like investigate by reading some books and shit, you will find that most people are being oppressed or suppressed in their gender expression or their sexuality or in their life period. And that is the reason why we have so many issues, because a lot of people are suppressing shit. But you think that, first of all, the way most women love lesbian porn, the women that watch porn prefer lesbian porn, even if they are not gay in any, they prefer to watch women having sex with no men around. With that, and that's one thing, okay? That's just one thing. And then with men, the way men have like homoerotic relationships with each other where they can't wait to find a reason to be friends and kind of like put their friendship with a man, like a bros before hoes. They can't wait to have a bros before hoes relationship with almost every dude they come into contact with. So when you put those two things together, how can we really say that most people's issue may not be? I'm just saying, once you put that into perspective, and then how often y'all are so predisposed and preoccupied with homosexuality when you claim to hate it so much. Because, like, as a gay, queer, bisexual person, it's really not that deep. It's okay. We've all done it. It's fine. I didn't even say that. Okay. I'm just saying that a lot of people be like suppressing shit. And I also think a lot of women like to have like little liaisons with each other. Trisha reminds me of the type of girls that like to have liaisons. Destiny, type of girl that likes to have liaisons. Kimmy, type of girl that might have had a liaison or two. They might have kitty clicked in college, had a good time, but they want to marry men. That was not my plan. It just happened that way. Everybody that thinks the bisexual women just want to end up with men, like that was not what I thought was going to happen. Okay? He's just the fucking best. Okay? He is. He's a great guy. Okay? I can't get over it. All right? I like him. I don't know what anybody wants me to do about it. Okay? But yeah, no, I do feel like a lot of y'all be suppressing the fuck out the fact that you really want to, maybe suck another nigga dick sometimes. I don't know. At this point, I'm just trolling you. But, I don't know. I didn't even say that. That's when I think someone is gay, when they occupy themselves with whatever's going on with the LGBTQI community all the time, but claim they're straight. Like, why are you so worried? And usually that's the only people we really be talking about, except for on these reality shows. Because a lot of these reality shows, like, come on now, like, y'all really gonna tell me that I'm the only one married to medicine? Come the fuck on, man. Come the fuck on. These bitches, come to Atlanta bitches, come the fuck on, man. Like, oh, it's just me seeing this gay ass shit. Okay. Well, I'm gonna just tell y'all this. I had some of the best fucking gaydar that anybody could ever have. And there are at least a handful of grown-ass women that knew me in high school. And I told them hoes they was gay. And guess what they are today? Gay as fuck. Stop playing with me. My gaydar is strong. Sexuality is fluid. And y'all really should get over it because it don't even really matter. It only matters when people are suppressing it so much that it's leaking out in all of these other like really violent ways. Like, chill out, man. Okay? Come on. Listen, liaisons. The girl have liaisons. It's okay. Everybody does it. It's fine. It's okay. Listen, family can always be family. Come on, Jeremy. What's up, boo? Plus, women know how clitorises work. Like, stop blocking your blessings. Listen, Trish, Kimmy, and Destiny sus on the dance floor on the Short on the Rocks with Jada YouTube page. I ain't see it, but you ain't got to tell me. I already know. I've been paying attention to the shit them hoes say. Destiny and Kimmy had a little, flirtation at some point. I had to check my straight friend who tried to tell me a gay man. Hold on, I had to check my straight friend who tried to tell me a gay man about gay sex. So I asked him how many dicks has he sucked? Because I like, don't be telling me, nigga. I know what I'm talking about. Women are beautiful, so I get it. Play on the other team for a minute. And that's where I be at with it. Like, you know, like women are just very beautiful. And so I do feel like the pull, the gravitational pull can happen. I'm not saying it happens with women all the time. Like y'all, I wish I was attracted to more women. I am not attracted to most. Okay. But you know, there are those that get me and you know, they can get God. That's all. Listen, how you gonna deny the love of a woman, child? I don't know. I love peen, but I have been pushed up on by women who made me reconsider for a second. Listen, even the girls that love clitorises also love penetration. Hello. Okay. It's just anatomy, girls. It is anatomy. That's all. I know some lesbian couples, you know, some bisexual couples that will still, you know, everybody knows, hey, we still like dick. So we go get it every now and again. Okay. It's okay. It's fine. Women be deep. Shit feels deeper than men. I don't know. Yeah. Usually. Usually. Jeremy say, "Hey, Bondy, I think Trisha is still involved with in love with Marquez, and I think Marquez and Ken have sexual attention. I think they do have sexual attention, and I don't think that Trisha is still in love with Marquez. I don't think she's still in love with him. I think there is a level of both of them still wanting to feel like they matter to each other." But the way he goes about like picking at her, I don't think there's a way that she could still really love him. Not like that. Maybe in a, you know, I'm angry, so I'll let you beast fuck me or some shit. You know what I'm saying? I'll angry fuck you. But I think if she really wanted to be with him, she would have tried to get back with him already. Like, I think that, you know, it would have been time already for her to do that. But I don't think she really wants to be with him anymore. I think he's hurt her too much. And then the way he acts, like, who the fuck wants to deal with that on a daily basis? Don't nobody want to deal with no Marquez on no daily basis, bro. My fucking pressure would be through the roof. Kim put her on blast at the end of the last season for texting Marquez. She would get back with him in a heartbeat if he wanted. If she did, she said that shit out loud. Wow. I wonder why she hasn't done it. Wow. When did she text that? Was that recent? Was that recent, Jeremy? Or was that like further? Cause like don't tell me that was from like 3 years ago or some shit like that, 4 years ago, but like at the beginning of her and Ken's relationship. When was it? Was it recent? Was it during taping? If it's during taping, then we having a different conversation. But if it happened way before then nah. That came out at the end of the last season, but when was the text message from? Like, when was the text message from? Trish loves the banter with Marquez, and how Ken comes to her defense. I don't know if she always likes the banter. No, during last season final episode, I guess he went through her phone. No, okay, so she texted him during the final season. Okay. So maybe she does still want to be with him. Maybe you're right. Maybe. Because that's what I thought last season. I thought she still wanted to be with him. And I thought that her and Kim were going to break up and then maybe her and Marquez were going to get back together. But when they came back this season and she was still with Ken, it made me feel like, oh, well, maybe she really don't want to be with him and he was just making shit up. Okay. Either way, I feel like even if she thinks that, she don't really want that. I hate to say it like that. Like, I'm not trying to dismiss it, but even if she thinks that, she doesn't really want that because nobody wants to be with a nigga that's always making them this upset. Not long term. They're fun for a fuck in a, you know, go have a drink, have a conversation, banter, fuck, and then go on about your way. But you're not supposed to really be in a long-term relationship with a man that is always trying to argue with you like that. Yeah, that's not love. It's not love. It's deep resentment. Trish still carrying the hurt from when he walked out on her and the kids while she was grieving the loss of her parents. That kind of abandonment cuts deep. That's why I was like, I don't think she really want to be with him like that. People be fucking and that's cool. Let people do what they want within reason. I had a threesome with a woman and my ex once. It wasn't for me, but I tried. I also feel like Like threesomes are too much. Like threesomes are too much. I think Trish gets a kick out of the men arguing. She may get a kick out of watching them fight over her. If she felt like she was never like attractive enough, and now these two men are arguing over her. Yeah, it makes me unsure who to believe between the two because there's so many inconsistencies at the time. Like there's so many inconsistencies. That's why we don't really like to get drawn in to their storyline because a lot of it doesn't make sense. At the end of last season, I just felt like they were all performing together so that they could all be on the show. I do still think they're doing that, but the way Marquez acts, y'all, I'm sorry. He's not acting. That's who he is. And he keeps showing up like that every time I see him. Like he's never not showing up like this. So, yeah. I don't know, y'all. Didn't Marquez threaten her life? No way she could want to be with his crazy ass. Trish has the right to her own privacy, Ken. That's what I'm saying. I don't know why he would talk about the text messages. That's another reason. That's another fucked up thing. I could definitely see this nigga being a controlling, abusive nigga. I can. I just need more evidence. That's all. Men rarely act, my dear. For real. Same. But I think Marquez just can't act and be normal like they just wanted him. I'm sorry. They wanted him to a point. Like, he crazy. You know, he's definitely crazy. Trish needs to stop playing with that guy. She's just taking advantage. Don't care nothing about fixing anything. He's there for the cameras. Period. Who you think that Trisha is playing with? Because I don't think Trisha is playing with any of these niggas. To be honest, I think that like most people, when somebody is providing you with the things you want in a relationship, you take it, especially if you didn't get it. Like, I think Ken is offering her something that she never got. And so I think she goes back and forth with it. I think if she had the strength, she would just be single and be alone for a little while and figure herself out. But because she doesn't have the strength to do that, it seems easier to just go from that relationship to whatever happened in the middle to now this. I think Trisha needs more time alone. I don't think Ken should be pressuring her. I think Ken should go and live in his own space, maybe help her. But I think that Trisha needs to be alone. And I think Trisha needs to build herself on her own. And she's not really in a space to do that. You know? Child, her mental Mondays had to go sit the fuck down because her and that lady was getting up there acting like she ain't have no fucking no credentials. What you see from a man is what you get, especially if they're blatant in it. You be so shocked by the audacity, but men don't care. Girl, I feel the same way. It frustrates me that Trish keeps getting pulled into all of Marquez's mess. He constantly goes off topic and she keeps taking a bait. It's because she's so emotionally like immature. She keeps getting triggered. And then the triggering feels like I have to respond. And that's because you was probably beat down a lot. And there were probably times when she didn't respond before. So now that she has a chance to, it's like she can't wait to respond. Aww. They all had a pact to be on the show and Marquez went off script. Trisha told someone this in a DM. Well, that makes sense. That absolutely makes sense. That's the word binding. When you used to get nothing, 50% love feels like 100%. Yeah. I could definitely, y'all, I feel like this happens so much with women. And I feel like, because me and my mom were just recently having this conversation and it's really taking her a long time to see it. But like, women are always comparing based on what their experiences are, not what's actually happening. So if the last relationship was terrible, you might get in another bad relationship, but because it's not so terrible, you're not seeing it as so terrible because the one before was way worse. So I feel like there is a level of this. Trisha is not seeing herself or what's going on clearly because she hasn't healed. She's still in a fog and she's still in defense mode. The trauma is still like happening in her body. You could just tell. Working out is not really curing that for her. But yeah, I think she needs some like some serious therapy. Sis need to go on some healing retreats that also, put working out in there, but really gonna force you to sit still with yourself and sit still with your emotions. And I think she's not doing that. That's not what it feels like. Sounds like me. I be running and shit and and shit don't even be happening for real, but I be so paranoid of it due to trauma. Yeah. Yes, emotionally immature. That's the major issue with all of this. Yes. Yes. Yeah, she needs to focus more on self-care. For real. It's the soul that needs the surgery. Come on now. I would love for you to interview your mom. She seems like she's been through a lot and has come out on the other side. I love to hear her full story. Maybe at some point. Maybe at some point, but I'm still very much protective of my mom, and I would only do something like that when I feel like I'm good and I'm good with making sure she's good in a situation and that she's good with it. But my mom is a very private person. Like I sometimes feel bad about how much I overshare, but I also feel like I need to get it off, and I think it helps and it has helped. And whenever somebody tells me how I helped them or some type of way, I always take it back to her because I want her to know that this is what is happening. This is how I am helping people because I'm talking about what we went through and what our life was like. You know what I mean? And she's always supporting me. She's very supportive. She's fearful for me, but she's always supporting me. Um, I might do it behind the paywall. I might. Um, Honestly, hopefully, I would like to do it when she's a little older, and it's something I can do a little bit bigger. Y'all be talking about seeing me as a Oprah. I would love for it to be in that type of setting, like a real interview, maybe somewhere outside, somewhere really, really beautiful, somewhere where, we can sit and talk and it's like a full circle moment, not just something being done just so, like I feel like the moment will present itself beautifully the way I imagine it to be. And I think she needs to be a little bit older for that. My mama is still very young in her 60s to me. And, you know, she's still living her life. And I don't want to in any way yeah, I don't want to put my mom in harm's way in any way. And I feel like sometimes doing shit on the internet in any capacity, because if I see one comment, like, please don't play with my mama. Okay. I am that person in my family. I'm the outspoken one who wants everyone to know it's okay to talk about family traumas and cycles so we don't make the same mistakes for the babies. Yes. Same. Child, I wasn't even thinking about New Orleans. I was like, child, if I can get my house somewhere, my beach house somewhere, and I can have her sit down on the patio of my beach house and we'll talk. But yeah, now it's really just for me wanting to protect my mom. Dad's popping in and out is also traumatic because the kids constantly have to adjust and readjust. That's true. Super Soul Sunday with moms is beautiful. Yes, that's how I imagine it. Imagine having the footage from the first interview. Yes. But I totally get being protective over your mom. Yeah, that's my girl, man. That's how I feel about my mama. I get it. That's why I'm like, I would, I hate to take it back to that Jackie Christie situation, but I was like, y'all, I promise y'all I wouldn't just feel like this about, just any old mama. Like, nah, there are really some terrible fucking mamas out there that should have been got hit in the neck. But I am still very protective over my own. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's my girl. And I wouldn't let nobody play on her top like that. You know what I mean? But yeah, Anyway, y'all, that's all I got. I honestly feel like I'm probably gonna come back to y'all because I was supposed to take my nephew somewhere, but he's not feeling good. So who knows what I'm gonna do with the rest of this day. But they got shit on the internet that I might want to talk about. So I might come back. Either way, I hope this is a good conversation because I felt that way. I feel like my views is still not hitting back the way they usually do. And that's like, low-key bothering me a little bit. But it's okay. It's the quality of the conversation. And I feel like I feel like we was talking, y'all. I feel like we was talking. We was in the comments, girl. We was talking. I love y'all though. All right. I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace out.